Well, Drew, Heritage Round. I suppose this club, out of all of the clubs, has a great history. Do the players appreciate what the Wildcats have done over their 30 years?
Yeah, we definitely do. We're reminded all the time about how long we've been in the finals for and the culture the club's built over the last 30 years. So we're excited to see it. I just saw the uniforms then, so pretty excited about this weekend.
How much more incentive does it give you, I suppose, after what's been a pretty rough road trip?
We went into the road trip hoping to win both. We always want to win every game we step into, but to split the weekend, we came out pretty happy with that. But we know it's going to be a tough weekend this weekend, so we want to go for the double. Probably
the toughest 2 weeks a club in the NBL has faced, would you say?
Yeah, 4 games in 8 days and flying back to Perth in between. You know, it's a bit of travel, but at the same time, like the coach just pointed out, that's what we do, so just got to do the job.
Going into that Cairns game, what was the mindset of the players?
We knew it was going to be a drag. We had to just struggle it out and to get the win in the end. We knew it was going to be a rough game and a slow-paced game, and we play up tempo, but we were fatigued. So at the end of the day, I think it worked in our advantage that it was a bit slower.
First win for this group up in Cairns. I don't think the club's won there since 2008. Was that spoken about at all?
Yeah, everyone talked about the fact that a lot of the guys have never won up there, and I think in my 6 years I've only won once. So it was good to get the win, especially on the back end of a double. And now we're talking about this weekend. Not many people have won in Wollongong, and that's the back end of the double as well.
Does it give you confidence going into the Melbourne and Wollongong double, having beaten Cairns like that?
It definitely does, and then also having beaten them both at home, we know how they play, so the scouting report this week is going to be similar to what we've been doing the last couple of weeks.
They are quite different though, those teams, Melbourne and Wollongong. Does it make it a little bit tougher, given you've got different styles to prepare for?
Every team's different in the NBL, so we know that Melbourne are up-tempo, they're going to want to run the ball just like us, so it's going to be up-tempo game, high scoring, whereas Wollongong are a half-court team, so I think it might work in our advantage again that the second game might be a bit slower.
Can I ask you about Sean Redditch? He was a little bit quieter on the weekend. How have you seen his whole comeback since his injury?
Like everyone said, just seeing what he has done since he's been back has been amazing. No one thought that he would come back and be as good, if not as he's better than he was last year. He knows he's not quite there physically yet, but the way he stepped up and being a mentor for the younger guys and also a captain for the whole team, you know, you can't ask for anything else.
Can you see him getting back to where he was last year or even getting better? Definitely.
I think he's changed his game around to be a bit more of a intellectual side of the game. He's slowed his game down a little bit, but he's going to be better than he was last year.
Point guards have caused you troubles, it seems, in the games that you've lost, and even, you know, some of the close ones. What do you have to do differently, or do you have to do something differently while Marto's out to contain these guys?
Damien's definitely a big piece of the puzzle coming defensively, but Brad Robbins is also one or two best defensive guards in the league. At the moment, we've prided ourselves on stopping the penetration. We haven't done a good job of that. Letting 100 points in a game, you know, is unacceptable. We're not going to win games like that. So this week will be a focus on keeping the ball in front of us.
The 2 losses, the Adelaide and Gold Coast, and where they scored big points, where the point guards pretty much set it up. Do you need to slacken off on them, you know, and let them get in the front? How do you play guys like that to beat them? And I suppose Paddy Mills is going to be a similar type of player.
Yeah, Paddy's probably the quickest player in the league. We know that every team has a quick point guard this year, so it's just whether or not we can keep him in front of us, hedge instead of over-help to give the open 3. So that's what we're working on this week.
Quick turnaround. Do you expect to have a light week on the practice court?
I think it'll be light enough. We can't relax too much. We know we've got 2 big games ahead of us, so we've got to do what we have to do.